My name is Barat Ali Batoor, and I'm a photojournalist from Afghanistan. Uh, n- I was a refugee, so now I'm settled in Australia. I live in Australia now, and currently I'm working on a documentary project about my journey that I started 3 years ago. So I'm working on that project.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this documentary is about my journey, but it covers the whole story of the Hazaras and their persecution and why do they migrate from their countries and they try to seek asylum in other countries such as Australia and countries in Europe, and why do they risk their lives to seek asylum. So this is story, or this documentary is based on around that story. Unfortunately, we see that Rohingya asylum seekers, they are stuck on the sea and no one is accepting them. Like they have just become the human ping pong, like they're football. So every country is throwing towards each other and no one is accepting them, and they are just in the middle of nowhere in the sea, and which is a tragic, really tragic incident and happenings that is being happening with these innocent people. So yeah, this is we just my story is also similar to that.
Mm-hmm. And I would like you to say something about this, the role of image according to you, and also the role of witnessing and what you were experiencing in those moments actually.
This journey was never uh, visualized before, so it was the first time that I took that perilous journey and risked my life, and all the way when I was coming, and I documented my journey, and that is why it got a lot of appreciation or admiration around, and it was touched by many people, and there was the power of the image that a lot of people, they, for the first time, they saw that how these, like this, like the so-called boat people, that some politicians or those who are anti asylum seekers, they call it boat people, like they have never visualized it. All they heard about the people, or about these asylum seekers traveling by boat to Australia, were only on the paper, in writings, or by the narrators or newscasters on the television. So it was the first time, and it had its own effect on the people, and I experience it every day here now. Like I go to speak to the people in different conferences and seminars, so I see like how people, they change their minds or point of view towards asylum seekers, and they realize that they are real human, and they are human like them. We are not different. We are not like, we don't look like ghosts, or we don't like, or what do we experience on that journey. So it makes it more personal to them. The image itself is very effective, and it brings feelings with it, so it makes the happenings, what is has happened, is it makes it very personal to them. And plus, the job of a photojournalist, I think, is we are a messenger. We are messengers. Like, we witness things and tell it to or show it to the people, that what is really happening on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if it is a battlefield or if it is on a boat in the middle of the sea. So we show the world like what is happening, and from there, campaigns, other like types of protests, whatever, it starts from there. Like, people start talking about human rights, about child rights, about refugee rights, about those types of things. After that starts when people like journalists, like photojournalists or video journalists, they do their jobs very well, and after that these things start, because we show the world what is really happening, because nobody want to risk their lives to come to to Syria or Iraq or Afghanistan to see what is really happening.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a lot of people, they don't know these countries, what these countries are, or where they are in the world.
what was your experience of it? I mean, because it was really an engagement, like really you risked your life. So was it important for you also, I imagine, from the human point of view, for you as a person, not only for you as a journalist, right?
I already had to choose or had to take this journey because of the risk of my life. So while I have taken it, so it was important for me, like at least that I could document it. And I was the same, like I was not different from other asylum seekers. We were 90, there were 92 other asylum seekers on that boat with us, with me. So I was also the same. So the only thing I was doing different was taking photos.
Mm-hmm.
And I was documenting. And people, my fellow asylum seekers, they were thinking I'm insane. Like we are just dying here, and we are very close to die, and I'm just taking photos and videos. And they were thinking what I'm doing, like, or probably I'm not very serious about my life or something. So they didn't understand that what the importance of what I am doing. They didn't understand the importance of that. So as a normal people, like I had the feeling of fear. I was very scared, but documenting that, or while I was working on or taking photos or videos, it really also helped me to overcome my fears.
And do you think these images have an artistic value? Because you had many exhibitions. I mean, your photographs were really exhibited worldwide. Do you think were you worried about the beauty in these images, or you were just interested in witnessing what was going on?
uh, I was interested both in the actual documentation and witnessing of the event, what was really happening to us. And at the same time, I was really careful from photographic point of view, or that my compositions should be good. The lights, the light, I didn't have much control, but it's still I could like I was looking at what angles I could, if I could move myself, so I could to have a good composition, and to aesthetically, I wanted that to be strong, and emotionally also, like I needed some expressions in my photos. And yeah, so I really needed that, and I was thinking of those things also.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, really,
Oh,
for
it's a
your
pleasure.
witnessing.
Thank you
Because
for
really,
having me for the interview.
you're giving us the opportunity to know, really, to be more attentive to this kind of social political phenomenon.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I hope that my work uh, is is affecting, or it is like it has an impact on what is on the current situation that is happening in Mediterranean, or like in Malaysia or Thailand with the Rohingyas. So I hope like this this little work that I have done can make a little difference in this debate.